In 2023, the little girl you see here, who's being identified as Sophia, came to this country from Mexico with her parents. And the family was granted permission to temporarily stay here for humanitarian reasons. They applied for it and was granted because Sophia is ill and in need of life-saving treatment. Now, all that is in jeopardy.
A critically ill toddler who has been receiving life-saving treatment in L.A. has been ordered to self-deport by the Trump administration. But her doctors say she could die if that happens. NBC4's Michelle Valles is live at Children's Hospital Los Angeles. Michelle, tell us what the little girl's family is saying now.
She's got a medical condition called short bowel syndrome, which prevents her from absorbing nutrients and food. They came here with permission in 2023 on humanitarian grounds to receive that life-saving medical care. But last month, the Trump administration ordered them to self-deport. The mom tells us that according to doctors, the little girl could die within days if she is sent back to Mexico.
Last month, the Trump administration revoked permission to stay here and ordered the family to leave immediately. This little 4-year-old girl, Sophia, is not a criminal or a terrorist or Chendoagua or obviously any threat of any kind. She's not a danger to Americans. But she is among the many people targeted in the mass deportation dragnet happening around the country under orders of Donald Trump and Stephen Miller. Gina Amato Lowe is one of the attorneys representing Sophia. She's also the directing attorney for the Immigrant Rights Project and Public Counsel, and she joins me now. Let me first just ask about the sort of medical status of Sophia in terms of the care that she needs and gets. My understanding from reading about her case was that she came very close to death in Mexico. This is a treatable condition in some parts of the world, including the U.S., but they were having a hard time getting the care in Mexico for her. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct. Sophia was receiving treatment in Mexico prior to coming to the United States. However, she kept getting repeated blood infections and was doing very poorly. So she and her parents came to the U.S. to seek humanitarian parole, and subsequently Sophia has received treatment at a hospital in San Diego and then Children's Hospital Los Angeles.
And with that treatment, as you can see there, she seems like she's doing pretty well and thriving, right? Like this medical treatment she's received here in this country has been successful.
That's correct. Yes. Her condition has improved substantially, but her doctors have said that if her treatment is interrupted, she will die within days. I think it's important to say that Sophia undergoes medical treatment at home 14 hours per day. She is required to basically be hooked up to an IV 14 hours a day and taking nutrients that way. She is also fed through a G-tube 4 times a day.
Wow.
And she visits Children's Hospital every 6 weeks or so. So she has just very intense specialized treatment that Children's Hospital specializes in. This is a world-class facility. But more importantly, the equipment that Sophia relies on to deliver the nutrients to her system is not available outside of the United States. And her doctors have clearly ordered her and the other patients that are undergoing this treatment to not leave the country.
So her mother was and the father dealing with this awful condition and trying to save their kid. And my understanding is that the mom applied to the U.S. government through the CBP app, right, to say, look, there's a category of humanitarian carve-outs, is that right, for folks to come in under these circumstances?
Correct. They presented themselves at the border the lawful way. They requested humanitarian parole for medical purposes, and the government granted them humanitarian parole. This was in July 2023, and they were granted humanitarian parole through the end of July of this year. But the current administration canceled their humanitarian parole without notice and without reason in April of this year.
How was that communicated?
Through email. Through email. The family received a series of emails saying, we have revoked your humanitarian parole and canceled your work permits. You are required to leave the country immediately. And if you don't, we will look for you and we will find you. You might be aware that many people across the United States have received this notice, including an attorney on my team who was born in the United States. And so, you know, they've been sending these notices to folks indiscriminately, but this particular notice does mention humanitarian parole. So they were aware that this family was here with humanitarian parole and humanitarian needs, and nonetheless revoked their status.
What is the next step for this family?
Well, we are doing our best to try to get the government to reverse this decision and reinstate their humanitarian parole, as well as extend it beyond July. We have been trying to get the attention of the Immigration Service. We are also exploring additional remedies in court.
Well, I would just say for anyone watching, whatever your views are on immigration at the border, et cetera, this seems like a pretty easy and straightforward case for Sophia to stay here and keep getting the care she needs. Wherever you come down on anything else, Gina Amato Lowe, thank you so much for making time for us tonight. I appreciate it.